All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. We got even more update on how the left is trying to go after Clarence Thomas from the Supreme Court. And at this point, Donald Trump is just getting win after win after win, and I am loving it. And I know everybody else that supports Donald Trump is loving it as well, because Jack Smith should be in jail. Merrick Garland should be in jail. We all know it. They want to put Steve Bannon in jail, but yet Merrick Garland get to just run around here. What about that audio tapes? Where that's at? Why Merrick Garland ain't locked up? So we definitely finna get straight into this one. This one is coming by Doug. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go to Doug's channel and let him know that I sent you. He said you won't believe what the Supreme Court just said to Judge Aileen Cannon about this case that Jack Smith so-called have against Donald Trump. Like I said before, Jack Smith is done. He's gone. He's pretty much finished. Pretty much you can say fired at this point. Jack Smith is done. So when Trump got immunity, the left, I mean every network, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all of them are over there crying, trying to bring up anything to see what can we do now to take down Donald Trump. You got AOC threatening the Supreme Court until she walked it back, saying she wasn't gonna do nothing to him. So there's a lot going on right now that they are just so freaking mad when they don't get their way, and when Donald Trump get a win, they want to go cry in the corner and complain and find new ways to go after Donald Trump. So like I said, let's definitely dive straight into this. Make sure you please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that. Thank you very much for that. And without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive straight to it.
We have incredible news, which is good news because Jack Smith's butt's in a sling. He's going down.
Yep.
Clarence Thomas has hinted, we've already covered some of this, that he fired the warning shot that Jack Smith was illegally appointed.
Yep.
I'm just going to read a long tweet to you, but it's a very good education, and it affects Judge Aileen Cannon. It also affects destroying some of Fani Willis's case. This is about Trump's immunity and some of the delayment of him, but also it's specifically that if Jack Smith gets removed, then all of the cases that he brought and all of his influence gets removed. It doesn't get taken over by someone else because he's the one that brought these cases. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Let's get to it, because this is where the happy patriots are.
Yep.
You have another reason to be happy. Once again, just documenting all these Trump wins. I'll document Trump loses too, but there's very few losses that he's actually having. Here goes. Justice Thomas gifted Judge Cannon a reason to blow up Trump's Mar-a-Lago prosecution. Another bad sign for Jack Smith.
Yep.
Victory. Here's Josette Caruso on Twitter. The Supreme Court of the United States capped off a blockbuster run of opinions by ultimately handing Donald Trump a win for his January 6th prosecution, dragging out proceedings by forcing the Washington, D.C. trial court to analyze which alleged acts in his indictment were, quote, official, where he's protected with immunity, and which were unofficial, where he's not protected by immunity. Only the latter of which would afford him no immunity from prosecution. This is where all the silly Democrats have been saying, oh, so now he's covered with an official job of assassinating his opponent, which is ridiculous because that's never an official job of a president.
Oh my God.
Even officially being able to wield SEAL Team 6, it still isn't an official job of any president to assassinate an opponent, okay? So that's just silly talk from all the fake legal experts. It doesn't stick with our Constitution. Still, legal experts believe the ruling all but guarantees there will be no trial before the 2024 election. Also good news for Trump.
Yep.
Throwing a major wrench into special counsel Jack Smith's case and clouding it with uncertainty in a concurrence which no other justice joined. Justice Clarence Thomas, acting alone because he's got the biggest cojones on the court, went a step further by strongly suggesting it is his view that Jack Smith was unlawfully appointed as special counsel, giving Trump legal ammunition in undoing his Mar-a-Lago prosecution, where U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon recently permitted pro-Trump amici curiae, Latin for friend of the court. So a friend of the courts are allowed to bring in their own testimony because they're a longtime friend of the court.
Yep.
This is also where mainstream media lied to you and said that Aileen Cannon just letting any amateur walk in and just give their testimony. No, it's not. These are the people that she allowed to argue. To argue some of the very points Thomas made on Monday, some quick background: Trump's defense lawyers, among their numerous motions to dismiss the Espionage Act case, have argued that Smith's appointment by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland violated the Constitution because Smith was a, quote, private citizen. That is, he does not level up to being able to be a prosecutor, which requires a congressional vote of approval. Department of Justice alum at the time of his appointment, not a Senate-confirmed U.S. attorney like special counsel David Weiss of Hunter Biden's prosecutions. The amici, including George W. Bush administration Attorney General Michael Mukasey, Ronald Reagan administration Attorney General Edward Meese III, Federalist Society co-founder and Northwestern University law professor Stephen Calabrese, and Boston University law professor Gary Lawson were represented in court by former Antonin Scalia clerk Gene Scher. Again, these are the people that the media have been telling you are a bunch of amateurs, that she'll let anyone off the street go before her court. No, these are seriously qualified people to go and inform the court. Quote, in short, the idea of a prosecutor not authorized by a clear statutory provision or with the approval of the Senate is a jurisprudential dinosaur and should be declared extinct, their brief argued. The amici in early June had highlighted a question that Thomas...
See, that's the reason why they be trying to go out to Clarence. See, Clarence Thomas know exactly what's going on. He know Jack Smith is full of crap. He know Jack Smith should have never brought this case. He ain't even a special counsel. That's the main thing, and that's the reason why it takes me back to the same point. Why isn't Merrick Garland locked up? People like him, people like Nancy Pelosi, these people should be locked up, but they still get to roam around here free and go after everybody that supports Donald Trump and Donald Trump himself. These people should be locked up. Clarence Thomas know exactly what he's doing. That's why when you go to MSNBC, CNN, that's why they over there talking about Clarence Thomas. Oh, Clarence Thomas did this. This ain't fair. They don't know what they doing. Doing this for Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. I mean, just all type of stuff. It's like anybody that takes up for Donald Trump, they got something to say about that person. But they had nothing to say when Judge Merchan was going after Donald Trump this entire time. Look how he was treating Donald Trump in court, and then they was over there making their videos on MSNBC, CNN, laughing about the situation, the way Judge Merchan was treating Donald Trump, the way Judge and Goron were trying to make him pay, what, $500 million? I mean, come on. And that right there was just to appeal. They was having their fun then, but the time Donald Trump get a win, now they want to be crybabies and threaten the people that gave Trump the win. This is what the left does. They want to remain in power so bad that they are willing to do anything or blame anybody. That's why I said I cannot wait until Donald Trump get back in the White House. I'm gonna be extremely happy. So all this stuff can get put to bed, because at this point we are sick of the left. They are something serious. They are willing to do anything at this point to stay in power. Anything. They even trying to kick Joe Biden out the White House to get somebody else in there. Like they're gonna get somebody else in there in 5 months left, 4 months left, and think that person just gonna come straight on in and just beat Donald Trump. It's not happening. Yeah, I mean, it's not happening.
Asked during Trump immunity oral arguments as a, quote, good reason to believe the Supreme Court will take a keen interest, unquote, in how Cannon will rule on the lawfulness of Smith's appointment. So they're pressuring her to rule on if his appointment is cool or not. And I think she's going to say, no, Jack Smith, you were not lawfully appointed. Did you in this litigation challenge the appointment of special counsel? He asked, like he specifically kind of went after her. Thomas asked during the argument, quote, Trump's counsel responded in relevant part, quote, we have done so in the Southern District of Florida case, and we totally agree with the analysis provided by Attorney General Meese and Attorney General Mukasey. The amici recounted in a filing of their own. We covered this earlier this year, I believe around January, February.
Yeah.
What Thomas concurrence said, Thomas, who is the justice assigned to field emergency applications from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, which includes Cannon's jurisdiction, has definitely removed any doubt about his degree of interest in the question of the constitutionality of Smith's appointment. Oh, you don't want Clarence Thomas looking at you, Jack Smith.
You sure don't want Clarence Thomas. I'm telling you. See, because Clarence Thomas know exactly what's going on. He see the bull crap that Jack Smith and Merrick Garland is trying to pull on Donald Trump. He see that. That's why he's calling it out. And I know Jack Smith is furious right now. And with Jack Smith being furious, it makes me happy. Makes me happy. Because he know he's in the wrong for trying to go after Donald Trump. We know Merrick Garland sent you.
For Thomas, the attempted prosecution of Trump for official acts, quote, threaten our constitutional order, unquote, but also of concern was the appointment of, quote, private citizen, unquote, Jack Smith to embark on that mission. Jack Smith, you private citizen, sit down. What's weird is mainstream media went after Aileen Cannon for having just any private citizen stand up and give their testimony in court, these friends of the court, when really they should have been saying, why did you allow Jack Smith to run this whole thing in the first place? They, of course, have no interest and have no care. This is purely politics for them trying to protect Biden's Department of Justice, Merrick Garland's illegal appointment, and the prosecution and persecution of Trump. Quote, if there's no law establishing the office of the special counsel occupies, then he cannot proceed with this prosecution. A private citizen cannot criminally prosecute anyone, let alone a former president, unquote, Thomas wrote of the J6 case before urging the, quote, lower courts, unquote, to answer whether non-state approved Smith was lawfully appointed at all. Please bring this to the Supreme Court.
Bring it to the
Quote,
Supreme
no
Court.
Former president has faced criminal prosecution for his acts while in office in the more than 200 years since the founding of our country. And that is so despite numerous past presidents taking actions that many would agree constitute crimes, unquote, Thomas said. Quote, if this unprecedented prosecution is to proceed, it must be conducted by someone duly authorized to do so by the American people. The lower court should thus answer these essential questions concerning the special counsel's appointment before proceeding, unquote. That's to Aileen Cannon. You got to answer it.
Yep.
Is Jack Smith legal? I have my opinion. What's yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have.
Shout out to Doug, man. Another great video from Doug. Like I said before, make sure y'all go over to his channel, subscribe. The link to his channel will be in the description. He makes great videos. Salute to Doug, man. Like I said, another great one. You see Clarence Thomas is not playing around. He's not playing around. He know that Jack Smith is full of crap. Merrick Garland is full of crap. We all know that, and he know that. So at this point, y'all pretty much let me know what y'all think about this. And as more updates come out, I'm pretty sure Doug gonna get a hold to him. We will bring it to y'all. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.